Hello, my dear students. This is Mr. Shayma Gharib, and today's lesson about division by one-digit number using subtraction method. Let's start by revising some rules before you watch any video. First, you have to sit in a quiet place. You should have your pen and a piece of paper to take notes and to solve questions. You should pause the video after each question, then you try to answer on your own. Then you play the video to check your answer and to understand the question in case you get a wrong answer. Are you ready? Let's start. First, let's start by revising the division sentence parts. So as you can see, this is a division sentence. 123 divided by 3 equals 41. So the first part of the division sentence is the first number, which is called dividend, and the number that comes after the division sign, which is called divisor, and the answer of the division sentence, which is called quotient. So the division sentence has dividend, divisor, and quotient. And it's really important to know these parts of the division sentence. Now let's start by revising how we divide by 2 mentally. Dividing by 2 means find the half. Dividing by 4, it means I'm going to divide by 2 twice, which means we are going to find the half twice. Dividing by 8 means I'm going to divide by 2 3 times, which means find the half 3 times. Is this clear? So whenever we have any division sentence by 2, by 4, by 8, we can use the halving technique. In case of 2, find the half, 4, half, then half, 8, half, then half, then half. Now look at this division sentence. 398 divided by 2, 216 divided by 4, 1224 divided by 8. So we're going to apply dividing by 2 using half. How to find the half of a number? Let's find the half of each value in this number. This 300, and this is 90, and this is 8. So half 300 is 150. Half 90 is, this is 90, so half 90 is 45. And half 8 is 4. So when you add these three numbers together, 150 plus 45 plus 4, you will get 199. So 398 divided by 2 equals 199. What about 216 divided by 4? We said we are going to find the half 2 times. Half, then half. Half twice. So the first half, let's do it. Half 200 is 100. Half 16 is 8. Or we can say half 10 is 5. And half 6 is 3. So the half of 216 is 108. So this is the first half. Now I need to find one more half. So let's find the half of 108. Half 100 is 50. Half 8 is 4. So this is half of 100 is 50. Half 8 is 4. Then the second half will be 54. Now let's look at this number. We are going to find the half. So this is, we said, the second half, which is our answer. 216 divided by 4 equals 54. Now let's go to the third example. 1224 divided by 8. We said division by 8. Find the half 3 times. Let's think of the first half. Half 1000 is 500. Half 200 is 100. Half 24 is 12, or half 20 is 10. and half 4 is 2. When you add these numbers together, 612. So this is the first half. Now let's find half 612. Half 600 is 300. Half 12 is 6. So half 612 is 306, and this is the second half. So now let's find the final and the third half. Half 300 is 150. Half 6 is 3. Half 6 is 3. Then half 306 is 153, and this is the third half, which is our answer. So 1224 divided by 8 equals 153. Now look at this question. How many 3's are there in the 18? Which means how many 3's you can find in the 18, or how many 3's you can subtract from the 18, or 18 divided by 3. So we know that the answer is 6. How many 7's are there in the 28? You can find out by counting by 7. 7, 14, yes, 21, and 28. So the answer will be 4 7's in the 28. How many 9's are there in the 99? There are 11 9's in the 99. Now let's see how we can divide by one-digit number using subtraction method. So the subtraction method depends on this concept here. How many 3's are there in 423? Which means divide the 423 by 3 and start to subtract, or start to take 3's from the 423 and find out how many 3's you can find in the 423. So first I will draw the division sign as this. I will write the dividend under the division sign in this position and the divisor on the left. So 423 divided by 3. How many 3's you can find in the 423? So in order to solve division using subtraction, you have to recall the biggest multiples of the divisor that you can recall. So I will use a division key to help me recalling the multiples of 3. But of course, I will not start from 3, 6, 8. I will think of big multiples of 3. So I will start with 3 times 10. Why 3 times 10? Because when you multiply by 10, you can do it mentally. 3 times 10 is 30. What after 10? 20. Why 20? When you multiply a number by 20, it means the 20 double the 10, then the answer will be double the answer of the 10. Double 30 is 60. Or we can do it as 3 times 2, 6, and you then times 10 equals 60. So I will move like 10, 20, and then 40, which is double the 20. So every time I find the double of the previous. And 100 if it is possible. Look at these 4 keys or 4 sentences that I can use to find the answer of this division. 3 times 100 is 300, and this is the biggest multiple I have here. So if I asked you how many 3's in 423, I'm going to do it in steps. First, I will count 300, or I will take 300, which is a multiple of 3, which is 100 3's, and I have to do the arrow like this, and then I write 3 times 100, which is 100 3's. So now I found 100 3's in the 423. How many left? Let's do the subtraction. When you take the 300 from the 423, you will have 123. I will do exactly the same. Now I have 123 left. I need to know how many threes I can find in the 123. So I will look at the key with which multiple I can use here. I always use the biggest one I can subtract. Can I use the 300? No, because it's bigger than the 123. So I will go for the 120. So I will take 120 from the 123. But I have to mention that this 120 is 3 times 40, which means 43s. Now, how many threes are left? Only one 3. So I will take this 3, which is 3 times 1. So now how many threes did I find in the 423? First, I found 100, then I found 40, then I found 1. So in total, I found 141 threes, which is my answer. Is this clear? Now let's see one more example. How many sevens are there in 593? We said it means I'm going to divide the 593 by 7. I will do the division sign. 593 under the division sign, then the divisor on the left. Then I will start to think of multiples of 7 using my key, starting with 7 times 10, which is 70. Then after the 10, 20, which is double 70, 140. Then 40, which is double 140, 280. Can I use 7 times 100? 7 times 100 gives 700, which is bigger than the 593, so I will not use it here. I will just use these 3 facts. Let's see. I will subtract, or I will take the 280 first, which is 7 times 40. I have to draw the arrow, as you can see, and I write that this is 7 times 40, same way exactly. Now I will do the subtraction. So when I subtract, I will have 313. Then I will ask myself one more time, how many sevens I can find in the 313. I will take one more 280, which is 7 times 40. Now I will find how many are left. It's 33. Now I will ask myself how many sevens I can take from the 33. Do I have any key here? No, this number is smaller than the 70. Can you think of a smaller multiple of 10? What a multiple of 7? We have 7, 14, 21, 28, then 35. What do you think? 28, of course. So I will take 28, which is 7 times 4, or 4 sevens. How many left? There is 5 left. Do I have any sevens in the 5? Can I take any sevens from the 5? No, which means my problem ends here. This question has a remainder, which is 5. And remember that the remainder always is smaller than the divisor. Now let's count how many sevens did we find in the 593. 40 and 40, 80, 84. So my answer will be 84. And don't forget the remainder 5. How to write this answer as a mixed number? Do you remember the mixed number has a whole number and a fraction part? What is the whole number? Is the answer 84. And how many is the remainder? 5. This remainder should be divided by the 7, right? Which is 5 over 7. I always write the remainder up because I divide the remainder. I should divide the 5 by 7, which is equal 5/7. So the answer will be 84 and 5 over 7. Remember, when you have a remainder, you can write your answer as a mixed number as follows. The remainder should be written up and the divisor down. Okay? Now, let's have some questions. Look at these 3 questions. I want you all to try to do it using the subtraction method. And please don't forget to help yourself using the key. Choose any multiples. It's better, as we said, to start with 10 and 20 and 40. Sometimes you can use the 100. Sometimes you can use the 50. You can use any of these multiples. Then you check your answer or final answer with the video. In the last example here, the divisor is missing. How to get the divisor here when the divisor is missing? I divide the dividend, which is 325, by the quotient, which is the 5. Is this clear? Now let's check the answers. Stop the video and do your steps. 467 divided by 7 equals 66, remainder 5. And how to write this as a mixed number? 66, where to write the remainder up, what to write down, the divisor, 5 over 7. So it will be 66 and 5 over 7. 942 divided by 6, the answer will be 157. 325 divided by what gives 5? I'm going to divide the 325 by 5, which is 65. This is the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you soon.